friends, today's quick and easy card is called the Bittersweet Branch Thank You Card, and it is made with Close to My Heart's Flower Market Cartridge, Close to My Heart cardstocks and stamps. It features the fall colors of orange, yellow, brown, and green. Here are the products I used to make this card. First of all, I used the Flower Market Cartridge, and I used it for the vase, the bittersweet branches, the labels, so that all of the images and the leaves, all of the images that are used in this card are from the Flower Market Cartridge. Then I used the cardstock from Close to My Heart. I used Saddle Brown for the branches. I used White Daisy for the base. I used Saddle, I said for the branches, Fern for the vase, and New England Ivy for the mat and the leaves. I also used Close to My Heart's Short and Sweet stamp set, and I used the one that says, I don't know if you can see it, it says thank you. I used Close to My Heart's Vine embossing folder to give the card a little dimension. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make the card. First thing we did is I made the card base from White Daisy cardstock. It's 5.5 long height, 4 1/4 wide, so it's 8.5 total by 5.5. And then I cut a green mat for to go on top of it, and that mat is cut at 4 inches wide by 5 1/4, so it gives a little bit of the white edge. And then I cut and embossed from White Daisy the vine mat, and this is cut at 3 3/4 wide by 5 inches long. And now we're going to adhere all of these together. Okay, so now I've adhered all 3 of these layers. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out the vase and the branches and the labels and the leaves. The leaves are part of the branches. It's one of the layers in the branches, so you'll be cutting them as you cut the branches out. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to cut the bittersweet images, branch images, all the layers, and you're going to use saddle or a brown cardstock. I used lemon cardstock, and I used orange cardstock, and they're all the layers, and I used the New England Ivy for the leaves. All of the layers, once you set them, you're going to follow right through at the same size. So they're 1.79 wide by 2 1/4 inch height, and the leaves will cut right with them in the order. So there's 4 layers to this image. You're going to cut 3 of these sets out, and then when you go to assemble them, 2 of them are going to be pointing to the left, 1 of them is going to be pointing to the right, but you don't have to worry about mirroring it or changing it in the Cricut design space. Just flip it over and it works just fine. So again, you're going to cut 3 of these bittersweet branch images, and there's 4 layers each. And then you're also going to cut 2 more little leaves that we're going to put on the vase, and these are 0.41 wide by 9/8 height, so they're smaller than the leaves that came with the branches, but you just isolate and decrease the size to get those. And then you're going to cut from Fern this real pretty vase, and the vase is cut at 1 1/4. It's always so difficult for me when I try to remember these numbers. 1 1/4 wide by 2.37 height, and you're going to then attach the little ivy leaves to them. So you're also going to be cutting labels, and you're going to cut 1 in the New England Ivy and 1 in the lemon yellow. And the label, the green one, is 1 1/4 inches wide by 0.71 height, and the yellow one is 1 inch wide by 5/8 inch height, and then you're going to attach them together and stamp on the yellow one. So now we have everything cut out, and now we're going to assemble. So when you go to assemble these, the orange one goes on the bottom, the yellow one goes next, and the brown one goes next. Now these are very delicate and you have to line them up right. So it takes a few minutes to get everything centered the way you want. Again, 2 of them are going to be pointing to the left and 1 of them is going to be pointing to the right. So let me go build these and I'll be back in a second. Okay, so now I have all of these bittersweet branches adhered together. Again, the orange on the bottom, and then the yellow, and then the brown. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put them behind the vase. The easiest way I found to do this is I'm going to just adhere the bottom of the vase to the card, and then I'm going to stick these in the top and adhere them once I have them positioned the way I want them. Before I do that though, I'm going to put my little green leaves, the smaller ones, on the vase the way I want them, and then I will adhere the vase down. Okay, what I've done is I've put the 3 branches in, and then I stuck 2 of the leaves. This neck of this vase is narrow, so you've got a lot of paper stuck behind it. So what I ended up doing is only putting 2 leaves, and I put the branches where I wanted them, put the leaves where I wanted them, and then put the glue on the neck here, and then adhered it that way. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a label with my short and sweet thank you, and it's going to go here, and I'm going to tie it with some twine. Okay, so now I've stamped the thank you on the yellow label, which I attached to the green label, and then I added a little bow. I used a pop dot, a low pop dot to hold the bow on, because I didn't tie it around the vase. There's too much already there between the branches and the leaves. So I used it with a pop dot, and I thought it looked pretty good. I think it's a pretty card. I like it. I love the greens. You're going to see I'm going to do a lot of greens, and the ivies and the ferns and the willows. You know, it's such a beautiful color, such beautiful hues. Anyway, this is my thank you Bittersweet flower market card. I hope you like it. I thank you for watching my video. I hope you'll visit my website, margaritasmadness.com, where I have a lot of projects for the flower market cartridge, and I hope you'll come back again. Thank you for watching my video.